Welcome to SSF, Shah Sports and Faith. And what we are talking about today is the fall of the Warriors dynasty. The fall of the Warriors dynasty. The Warriors, the Golden State Warriors, that is. I remember watching them in 1990, when they was known as TMC, when they had the exciting point guard, Tim Hardaway Sr., that is, who was known for his quick crossover, ability to get to the basket at any time he wanted to, finish with the right or the left, or he could hit the open man, or he could shoot the mid-range, or he could shoot the three. He was just at his mercy. Then you had Mitch Richmond, a slashing, strong guard, shoot the three, shoot the mid-range, post up, take you off the dribble, can do it all. Hall of Famer, that is, him and Tim Hardaway. Then you had Chris Mullin, lefty, sharp shooter. This team was exciting to watch. When they were on TV, it was must see. You had to have your popcorn and get ready because you were going to see some exciting play. But they didn't have a big man and they didn't play any defense. They addressed that in the 93-94 season in the draft when they got Chris Webber, but he couldn't get along with the coach and they ended up trading him. And that was the end of that. The Warriors fell into the bliss. In 2007, they came back alive when they had the shocking season, 2006-2007 season, when they beat the Dallas Mavericks, who was the number one overall seed, beat them in the playoffs, shocking everybody, in which Dirk Nowitzki was the MVP. And after that, they fell off. In 2000, and they fell off again. And in 2009, the Golden State Warriors decided to draft Stephen Curry, Dale Curry's son, who had an amazing run in the NCAA tournament. I think he was putting up like 30 a game, and he ended up, surprising, shockingly beating Georgetown, looking like a future superstar. And the Warriors picked him 7th overall in the 2009 draft when the Knicks passed him up, and he played well, looking like he would be really good, him and Monty Ellis playing together. In 2011, the Warriors decided to draft sharpshooter Klay Thompson, who was a Reggie Miller type with great defense. And man, so the Warriors are, as you see, building their team. In the 2012 draft, they drafted Harrison Barnes from North Carolina, who was looking like a future superstar coming to the league based off how he played in North Carolina. Also, they drafted in the second round Draymond Green, which we know now is the Warriors' heartbeat of the team. Man, he is irritant to any opposing team. Really, really, really good, versatile defender. And he's the point forward for the Warriors. Also, they made a really good trade in the 2011-2012 season when they traded Monty Ellis, a star guard, shocking everybody, who was giving you like 22, 23 points a game, for Andrew Bogut, who was a really good paint defender, good rebounder, and a good passer out of the mid-post, hitting guys cutting to the basket or open three-point shooters and setting good screens. So it was a good trade for them, if you look at it to what they become in their motion offense. Also, in the 2012-2013 season, they traded for Andre Iguodala, a Scottie Pippen-type player who was a guy that could handle the ball, very good basketball IQ, made everybody better with his passing, could cut to the basket, slasher, streaky shooter, very athletic, and a good defender. So that really made the team well. And then in the 2013-2014 season, the Warriors won 50-plus games under Coach Mark Jackson, end up taking the Lob City Clippers to 7 games, losing, and man, the Warriors looked like they were the up-and-coming team. In the 2014-2015 season, to start it off, the GM fired Mark Jackson, shocking everyone, wondering, this racist, what does he got going on? This guy's doing really well. Why would they fire Mark Jackson? And they hired Steve Kerr, former champion who played with the Bulls, former champion who played with the San Antonio Spurs, sharpshooter back in his day, was a GM, I think, for Phoenix. We're like, what is he doing? He don't know nothing about coaching. And it turned out to be what we see now as the greatest move in Golden State Warriors history, because the Warriors already had a good offense. he turned that offense into an elite offense, implementing motion offense where it was just constant ball movement, and you had all these skilled players, and Draymond Green, who was like a point forward, Andre Iguodala, who was a point forward, Andre Bogut, who was a good center, who was catching pass, getting really good pass out of the mid post, finding guys cutting to the basket, finding guys cutting open for threes, setting picks, and good screens for guys, and it just opened up that offense with the game plan that he implemented with the offensive scheme with motion offense, and it was just constantly ball moving, constantly running, guys just always open. And you had Curry, who's a superstar, one of the greatest shooters of all time. He demanded so much attention because not only because he scored off the screen, you had to chase him off screens, but also he can get the ball and just do you in with his handle. Then you had Klay Thompson, another guy coming off screen shooting threes everywhere. So you had to worry about these guys. Everybody cutting, focus on them. And you had guys cutting to the basket, getting layups. Man, it was a pretty offense, and it has been a pretty offense to watch for years. So Coach Kerr was the great coach that, they really did a good job hiring Steve Kerr, and he implemented good defense, and the GM did a good job putting players in place to really help this team, such as Draymond Green, Andre Iguodala, Bogut, and this team not only was a great offensive team, but a really elite, good defensive team. And in 2014-2015, Curry won the MVP, shocking everybody. I think he had like 24 points, 8 assists. The Warriors was one of the best teams in the West. And they ended up going to the championship, which I failed to say that LeBron came back to Cleveland in 2014 with Kevin Love and Kyrie emerging as a star. And everybody just picked Cleveland to win it all, including myself. But Golden State shocked them and beat them in 6 games, but it also helped that Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love got hurt. In the 2015-2016 season, after the Warriors won the championship in the 2014-2015 season, the Warriors was even better than they were the year before, winning 73 games, beating the 96 Chicago Bulls record. Curry playing even better, averaging 30 points a game on 50, 40, 90 shooting. Draymond Green had his best offensive season in the 2015-2016 season, 14, 10, and 7. Andre Iguodala balling out. Klay Thompson giving you 21 a game. The Warriors offense looking even better than ever. Defense looking like nobody was going to beat them. They played Cleveland again. And Cleveland had all their big guns in the championships. But it didn't matter because Golden State was still on the roll and end up going up on Cleveland 3-1. But LeBron, Ty Lue, and those guys figured it out and end up hunting the Warriors down, beating them 4-3 in a spectacular game for the ages in Game 7. The Warriors, knowing that going into the 2016-2017 season, the Warriors feeling away, knowing that the Cavaliers had figured them out, knowing LeBron had figured them out, they had nobody that was as good as LeBron. Curry wasn't good as LeBron. They had nobody to figure them out. And then Kevin Durant was ready to leave. And so the Warriors, shockingly, everybody, and this is July, they signed Kevin Durant in July of 2016, giving them a player that was on LeBron's level. The Warriors came out the gun looking great again, winning 60-plus games, looking like one of the greatest teams ever assembled. And they meet the Cavs for the 3rd time with their big guns healthy again. And gentlemen swept them 4-1 with Kevin Durant having an amazing finals, averaging 35 points, almost 9 rebounds, almost 6 assists, 50 and 40, playing really well. And to me, that's when Kevin Durant emerged as the best player in the game in the 2017-2018 finals. 2017, 2018, what should I say, 2016, 2017 final, that's when he emerged. But in the 2017, 2018 season, the Warriors came back out looking good again. Kyrie left Cleveland. The Warriors playing Cleveland without Kyrie, and they swept them, beat them down. Even with LeBron hitting 50 And LeBron said, that is it. That is it. He's not going to keep losing to these guys. He lost 3 out of 4 times. He decided to leave and go to LA. But the Toronto Raptors picked up Kawhi Leonard, who was frustrated with the San Antonio Spurs. No one thought the Raptors would be good as they was, but the Warriors came back out looking great again in the 2018-2019 season. In the playoffs, Kevin Durant got hurt, but they was looking for him to be in the finals. They went to the finals, played Toronto. Toronto went up on them. Kevin Durant came back, I think, game 3, played really well, got hurt again, took a lot of wind out of them. They still found a way to win, but ended up losing the series once Kevin Durant and Klay Thompson got hurt, and the Toronto Raptors beat them in 2018 and 2019 season and finals. And the Warriors had won, 4 championships and what was it, 4 or 3 championships in 5 years? They were a legit dynasty. Kevin Durant, after hearing all the noise about people criticizing him, talking about his championships got an asterisk on it, that it's Curry's team, and it'd never be his team, he decided to leave shockingly and go sign with Brooklyn Nets, which I figured that was the end of the Warriors dynasty. Klay Thompson hurt as well. I'm like, this is it. Then I guess it didn't help that another reason probably why Kevin left, because him and Draymond Green got in a real bad argument during the season. But, of course, in 2019-2020, the Warriors didn't look well. Of course, you had Klay out, Draymond Green missed game, Curry missed game, so they didn't look good. 2020-2021 season, Klay got hurt again. Warriors still didn't look like nothing. But the 2022 season, I failed to mention that they end up acquiring Andrew Wiggins. They end up drafting Jordan Poole, who looked like might be an okay replacement for Curry, averaging like 18, 19 in the game. And the Warriors go back to the championship, shocking everyone, and beating the Boston Celtics with the young Jason Tatum, who finally made it to the finals after being there in the conference final about 4 times. They shockingly, and they beat the Boston Celtics 4-2, and Curry and Curry finally gets his finals MVP, averaging like 34 a game, balling out of control, beating the Boston Celtics. And now it's said, man, I thought the dynasty was over, but it wasn't, because they won it in 2022. But then this season, the Warriors started out struggling. In 2023 season, 2022-23 season, the Warriors started out struggling. They couldn't win no games at home. They won all the games, most of their games at home. They couldn't win no games on the road. Didn't play no defense on the road. Defense played great at home. Offense played great, but offense played good on the road, but defense didn't. And I'm like, man, the Warriors don't look like nothing. And then they end up losing to the Lakers in the conference semifinals. And now you see Klay Thompson dealt with a Achilles injury, a knee injury. He's not looking the same. Can't continue to give you those great games. He's not looking the same. Not the same defender. The team is not looking the same. Curry is getting older. Andre Iguodala done retired. The Warriors are not the same team at all. They don't have a big man to really defend guys like Anthony Davis, Joel Embiid, the best player in the game right now, Jokic. Klay Thompson is not the same guy, the shooter that could take pressure off Curry. They don't have another great scorer that could take pressure off Curry. They turned around and got Chris Paul, but Chris Paul's best days were 3 years ago. He's done. I don't even know why they pick him up. I guess they pick him up to help their ball movement and offense. But Chris Paul, unfortunately, in life, as you age, your athleticism, your quickness, your speed, everything starts to go down. The older you get, the more you deteriorate. And he is deteriorating on the basketball court. Draymond Green is not even the same player. The Warriors dynasty is over. Curry is 35. Man, it's over. They're not winning more games. Andre Wiggins up and down. They don't have the star power. Klay Thompson is not the same player. They only have Curry, the guy that's going to score them points. They don't have big men to help stop these great big men. Unfortunately, everybody have their time. Everybody has their time. And like as Drake said it, he's at the top. He's at the top, but no one is staying. The Warriors was at the top. The Bulls at one time was at the top. The Lakers back in the days were at the top. The Boston Celtics back in the days were at the top. But all of them fell down. The Warriors has fallen down. Their championship days are over with. Their dynasty days are over with. It was fun watching them while they last. But the glory days are gone. And thank you for watching and tuning in to another SSF Productions. Comment, tell me what you guys think. Like, share, subscribe. You all have a blessed and prosperous day. I always like to conclude the video by saying peace and love.